They called him the final piece, a man built like Drogba, priced like gold, and arriving with one mission to end Chelsea's striker drought once and for all. Romelu Lukaku, £97.5 million, heavy expectations. End. The iconic Chelsea No. 9 shirt on his back. But within months, that shirt became an anchor. He scored goals, sure, but never quite settled. Then came the infamous Sky Italia interview, the tension, the exile, the loan, the silence. What was meant to be a homecoming turned into a haunting, and with it, the curse continued. Because at Chelsea Football Club, there's one number that no one seems able to wear for long. The number 9. It's the shirt that once belonged to Jimmy Floyd, Hasselbank. It roared under Crespo. It fought under Drogba, though even he preferred 15 before becoming a legend. But since then, it's been a graveyard for elite forwards. Fernando Torres, signed from Liverpool for £50 million, a legend at Anfield, a shadow in blue. Radamel Falcao, a lethal predator at Atletico, lost and unfit in London. Alvaro Morata, record fee, dream debut. Then came the misses. The confidence collapse. Gonzalo Higuain arrived overweight, left unnoticed. Tammy Abraham, promising, but let go. Romelu Lukaku, one of the most expensive flops in club history. It's not just bad luck, it's a pattern. Strikers come to Chelsea with records, resumes, reputations. But when they put on that No. 9 shirt, something changes. They freeze, they fold, they fall. And now, in 2025, the question isn't just who will wear the number next, it's who dares to. A shirt that weighs more than it should. To the average fan, it's just a number. To those inside the club, it's a legacy, a ghost, a burden. Multiple players have reportedly turned down the No. 9 shirt behind the scenes, even academy graduates. In fact, last season, Chelsea left the No. 9 shirt vacant. Intentionally. It wasn't just symbolism, it was damage control. Greater than we want the right person to wear it, said one club source. Not just anyone. Not someone who'll be eaten by it. Because wearing No. 9 at Chelsea doesn't just mean being a striker. It means carrying the scars of a decade of failure. It means every miss becomes a meme. Every bad touch becomes a trending topic. Every bad game is compared to Lukaku Torres or Morata. It's psychological warfare. And no amount of talent can fully prepare a player for that. Spotlight. Enter Victor Osimhen. Enter Victor Osimhen, Napoli's destroyer. Seria's MVP. A striker who scores, fights, presses, and leads. He's everything Chelsea fans want. He's fast, aggressive, aerially dominant. He grew up watching Didier Drogba, idolizing him. He even said once in an interview, "When I watched Drogba, I didn't just see a player. I saw who I wanted to become." And now, Chelsea want him. They've offered nearly £150 million, one of the biggest wage packages in club history, and the chance to become the face of the rebuild. But something's holding him back. Not money, not prestige. Not even champions. League football. It's the shirt. Sources close to the negotiations claim that Osimhen, or more precisely, his camp, have expressed hesitation about the No. 9 legacy at Chelsea. It might sound superstitious. It might sound petty, but when you've seen what the shirt does to great players, it stops being superstition. It becomes strategy. Not just about goals, about ghosts. Osimhen doesn't want to be another name on the what went wrong list. He doesn't want his legacy to die in a system that doesn't fit him. He doesn't want to be the next Lukaku. Because that's the weight of history at Napoli. He's a king. At Chelsea, he risks becoming a cautionary tale. And when you carry the burden of African excellence, when you walk in Drogba's shadow, that pressure doubles. Chelsea fans may see him as the next hero, but he sees the ghosts. He hears the whispers. He knows the curse. So now, with the deal hanging in limbo, the club waiting, and the player watching, the question isn't just will he sign, it's does Victor Osimhen really believe he can break the curse? Or worse, Victor Osimhen is a warrior. He plays with passion, roars with pride, and carries the weight of his country every time he steps onto the pitch. But even warriors hesitate before entering haunted ground. And that's what Chelsea's No 9 shirt has become. Haunted territory. Inside the Cobham War Room, Enzo Maresca's plan is already drawn. The tactical board has Osimhen in the center, not just as a finisher, but as a system unlocker. Nkunku buzzing behind Palmer, drifting inside Denzo, and Cachito orchestrating beneficent pressing, battling dominating aerial duels, and leading the line from a purely footballing standpoint. He's perfect. He's what Chelsea fans have been crying out for since Costa left. He's the energy, the grit, the explosion wrapped in a 150 million euros package. But Victor isn't just thinking about tactics. He's thinking about what comes with the shirt, because in his mind, he's not just replacing a position, he's walking into the very space where others have collapsed mentally, emotionally, and publicly. The shadow of Lukaku was supposed to be the redemption. He returned to Stamford Bridge in 2021, not just as a striker, but as a story. He had unfinished business. He had Serie A dominance under his belt. He had the No 9 shirt again, this time to rewrite history. Instead, history wrote him off. That now infamous interview, the strained body language, the loss of rhythm, and eventually the quiet exit back to Italy. Chelsea didn't just lose a player. They lost faith in their system, in their scouting, in their story. And now they want to hand that same number to another man who dominated Serie A, another African powerhouse, another striker with fire in his veins and expectation on his back. Osimhen sees it, he feels it, and he's thinking twice what the agent said. Roberto Calenda, Osimhen's trusted agent, broke the silence days ago in a carefully worded statement. Victor is not afraid of pressure, but he is careful about legacy. He wants to be remembered for success, not survival. A line that shook Chelsea's confidence. It wasn't a rejection, but it wasn't a green light either. It was a warning, because the pressure at Chelsea isn't normal anymore. The No 9 shirt isn't just about scoring, it's about saving a club's identity. And right now, Victor Osimhen isn't sure if he's ready to carry that weight alone. Maresca's final pitch, Chelsea's response, not another offer, but a conversation. Enzo Maresca reportedly arranged a direct-to-video call with Osimhen, not to sell him dreams, but to lay out his reality. He showed tactical animations, explained how Osimhen wouldn't just be a striker. He'd be the pivot point of every attack, a hybrid between Drogba's power and Carlos Tevez' movement, not a Lukaku clone, not a Torres reboot. Greater than we won't throw you into chaos, Maresca said. We'll build around you, and this time we'll get it right. Osimhen listened. He asked questions. He didn't commit, but he didn't hang up either. The emotional tug-of-war here's the truth. Victor Osimhen wants Chelsea. He dreams of the Premier League. He dreams of nights at Stamford Bridge, leading the line like Drogba did. He wants to silence the critics, prove that African strikers can still dominate England. But he also wants stability. He wants a locker room with unity. He wants a manager who will last more than 6 months. He wants a system that fits, not swallows. And deep down, he wants to wear that Chelsea shirt, but not the one with the curse on it. Let me choose my number according to close sources. Osimhen's camp submitted a special request. If he joins Chelsea, he wants a different number. Not 9, maybe 18, maybe 99. Something new, something that lets him break free of the shadow before he even steps into it. It might seem small, but for Victor, it's symbolic. Because sometimes the weight of a digit is heavier than the price of a transfer. The final twist as the transfer window nears its breaking point. Chelsea have submitted their final offer, not just financially, but emotionally. A performance-based contract, a tailored tactical role freedom to choose his squad number 8 promise from Maresca. No ghosts, just football. And now, the clock is ticking. Victor Osimhen hasn't said yes, but he hasn't said no either. And maybe, just maybe, that silence isn't hesitation. Maybe it's the calm before a storm. Because if Osimhen joins Chelsea, if he walks into Stamford Bridge wearing a different number, with his head high and his past behind him, he won't just be signing a contract, he'll be breaking a curse. And in doing so, He won't be the next Lukaku. He'll be the first Victor Osimhen. Has he already made peace with the idea that he can't?